Why do you support Trump's wall? The long title would be, why do you support building a wall along the U.S.-Mexican border? I'll preface my remarks by saying when Trump is right, he's right. When he's wrong, you'll hear me say so. We are Bible believers, and when the Bible speaks, we believe it. The Bible does speak about the role of government and its obligation to protect its own citizens. And in this context of our discussion, it's the obligation of the U.S. government to protect United States citizens from hostile foreign invasion. Romans 13, verses 1 to 6 says, "Let every soul be subject unto the higher powers, for there is no power but of God. The powers that be are ordained of God. Whoever therefore resisteth the power, resisteth the ordinance of God. And they that resist shall receive to themselves damnation." Verse 3, "For rulers are not a terror to good works, but to the evil. Wilt thou then not be afraid of the power? Do that which is good, and thou shalt have praise of the same." In other words, don't come to the border and try to enter illegally, and you won't have to worry about being separated from your family. Verse 4, "For he is the minister of God to do thee good. But if thou do that which is evil, be afraid, for he beareth not the sword in vain. For he is the minister of God, a revenger to execute wrath upon him that doeth evil." Verse 5, "Wherefore ye must needs be subject, not only for wrath, but also for conscience sake." Now, let's stop there. The text is clear. Government does have a role. Anarchy is not a biblical worldview. And a lot of the Christian truthers out there have an almost anarchist view of government. Our government has a role and a duty to protect U.S. citizens from invasion from the South. Yes, if the Canadians were trying to bring drugs and crime over the border and we were having a problem with the invasion of Canadians, I would support building a border on the northern building a wall on the northern border, but that's just not the case. We'll talk about that if the case ever comes up. We're talking about the invasion from the south, and it's not just Mexico, it's those Central and Southern South American countries that are basically socialist cesspools, S-hole countries, as Trump called them and was maligned for saying, and they're trying to invade. Now, there's a statement that is made, quote, "Walls built to keep people out can also be used to keep you in." And I received that in a message just very recently, and I'm responding to that now. And that's just not a true statement. When the populace is armed and under a constitutional Republican form of government, as we are, then a wall doesn't keep people in, and we don't have to worry about it because people aren't trying to get out. You say, well, the day might come where you want to try to get out. Listen, that's just not the case. When Mexico collapses, and possibly could be along with the entire world economy, we will be glad that we have a wall to keep those people out. Mark my words, just sit down and think about it. If the economy collapses, you think we have a large number of immigrants coming now? If the economy collapses, and the criminals will be coming like never before because they want to be where the action is. Now, listen, the wall is hated by the globalists. The wall is hated by the New World Order crowd, the one-worlders, whatever you want to call them, antichrists. They want open borders. The eventual world government under Antichrist will be one where everyone will call themselves a world citizen and take the mark of the beast. And right here in America, the progressive left in the Democratic and Republican Party, don't fool yourself, the Republican Party has a large number of progressives, especially among their elite crowd. They want open borders. Why? Because in order to get their world globalist agenda passed, they need to get rid of you, the American voter. They need to get rid of the deplorables wearing this hat saying, "Make America great again." They don't want America to be great again. They want there to be a world government. God feels differently. God instructed the building of walls. In Ezra 9:9 it says, "For we were bondmen, yet our God hath not forsaken us in our bondage, but hath extended mercy unto us in the sight of the kings of Persia, to give us a reviving, to set up the house of our God, and to repair the desolations thereof, and to give us a wall in Judah and in Jerusalem." An armed populace behind a wall. Revert back here to America, but it's true anywhere. An armed populace behind a wall with a constitutional Republican form of government has nothing to fear from that wall being built. And it will protect the U.S. citizen from the crime, the rape, theft, murder of not only MS-13, but all the criminal elements that are taking advantage of our open borders and coming into America illegally.